Hi everyone, I did a video the other day on how CNN had done a story about Venezuelan army defectors had come out in support of Guaido, and it turns out that they weren't in the army, they weren't defectors, and they weren't actually from Venezuela and weren't living in Venezuela. So who they were, who knows, but they ran with the story anyway. I'll leave a link to the video up there if I can remember in the edit. But one of the things that I mentioned in that article was just showing how the American media will show anything that's pro the opposition or pro Guaido, but they won't show anything that's actually, because there are massive pro Maduro rallies going on there, but they're not showing that. Obviously I showed them on that video. And the picture that CBS tweeted out of this Maduro opposition rally, you can see there. And I just want to go to this article, because this is the article I got it from. Venezuelan opposition holds huge rally amid first major army defection against Maduro. So this is sort of leading on from that now debunked CNN article about those about that major army defection, which wasn't. So it's the article. I'm going to read this in full, just to give you the proper context of just how much bullshit propaganda this is, because there's something that they don't tell you. Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido is urging demonstrators to stay in the streets. The self-proclaimed interim president spoke to tens of thousands of supporters on Saturday who are demanding Nicolas Maduro step down from power. Tens of thousands, wow. Wow, rich and poor, young and old, all these, it was an upbeat crowd, it says, with a common purpose. Rich and poor, young and old, all these Venezuelans are telling President Maduro the same thing, he's got to go. All these Venezuelans, they're saying, and there's the picture below that was on the tweet that I tweeted out. The crowd chanted, "He's going to fall, he's going to fall, his government's going to fall," said one person in the crowd. This has been saying for many years. The anti-Maduro opposition believes Saturday may be a turning point, and there's no doubt a crowd like this, with thousands of voices united, will pack a punch. But it alone won't be enough to force Maduro from power. You'll quickly find out why in a second. The title of the video sort of gave it away, didn't it? For the moment, the army appears to be publicly backing Maduro, though the first high-profile defection came in a video posted Saturday morning. Air Force General Yanez Rodriguez says he's backing Guaido, claim that 90% of the armed forces have lost faith in Maduro. So this is actually something else. This is another defection that they're talking about. Something I'll have to go into. Let me just move this across so you can see it all and sort of put me behind it. Maduro still has supporters, and they agreed on and they staged a counter demonstration Saturday in Caracas, but a new poll said they were in the minority. After years of economic decay, corruption and violence, the poll showed 82% of Venezuelans want Maduro to quit. Okay, that poll's bullshit. I can tell you that for a fact. Right now, that poll is bullshit. He has a solid base of 30%. So if you get anything over 70% approval, it's bullshit. He's got a 70% solid base. That is absolute lies. That poll, where they got the information from that poll on, who knows? But if, and it's still a big if, he does, the 37-year-old lawmaker Juan Guaido will succeed him. The US has already... Sorry, they're going on, obviously, if Maduro quits there. The US already recognises him as interim president, and Guaido on Saturday told a huge opposition crowd, remember, there it is. Victory feels tantalizingly close. One Guaido supporter said Saturday feels different because now there's hope. We've been here all around the world and we know we have the support we didn't have before. We've been in the street for many, many times, and now we're supported by the rest of the world. And now in what could be a decisive move in this power struggle, Guaido and his fellow lawmakers have drafted amnesty legislation which would offer any military that do decide to switch sides in immunity from prosecution. And that's the whole article. This is what led me to this. I want to say a big thank you to Babylon. Let me just put me behind it again so you can read it in full. But on that video I did about that army defection where I touched on that article, it says look at the frames at 5:21 in the video. I lived in Buenos Aires. Well, that's Argentina for 12 years. And that silver tulip artwork in the background is definitely Buenos Aires and not Caracas. The video shows the National Law School building of Argentina and the sculpture in the background. Complete fake. And I've done some sleuthing and checked it out. There's the picture. There's the tulip background. Remember, this is in the article from CBS that made out that all these tens of thousands were coming out and for a pro-Guaido rally, and Guaido was speaking there. Trouble is, that's in Argentina. Babylon was absolutely correct, the person who left that comment, and others have left similar comments as well. CBS have just done an entire article about pro-Guaido rallies and made out that it's in Venezuela, that he was speaking to this massive crowd in Venezuela, and it's actually in Buenos Aires, Argentina, that rally was being held. And the only place in the article that they put it was in the photo credit. A photo credit which you actually don't get if you're browsing on mobile on their website, which means 60% of the people didn't even see that in the fine print in the middle of the article, right on the, it's literally finest print it is. Obviously, I've blown that up massively. And that's the state at the moment of the media and their absolute laser-guided focus on doing anything and printing and publishing anything that they possibly can to propagandizing the public into thinking that Maduro is going to fall and all the opposition are rising up against him. It's absolute bullshit. He has a solid 30% base. There is no way that anybody in an election would beat him. There's no way. That base, that democratic, social democratic base or socialist base is with him. And you know what? I am too. Because the fact that the press in America especially are just outright propagandizing and lying people. I mean, they have made out that is in Caracas. They have made out that is in Venezuela. And it's absolute bollocks. Bollocks. And the only place that they actually put it is in the photo credit. And that possibly was already on the photo before they put it in the article. Big thank you to my subscriber Babylon who highlighted that. I wanted to do a video just highlighting, you know what? Don't believe a goddamn thing these news organisations say, both in America and the US, especially when it comes to anything to do with foreign policy, because all they're doing is following their pro-government line to a T. They are not the fourth estate anymore. We have not got one. We have not got a functioning media in the US or the UK holding our government, our power accountable. We haven't got it. And it's about time people call this out for what it is and stop. Just stop. Go in there. I'm highlighting it. Come on, you've got to stop believing this shit from the media, especially when it comes to Venezuela, because it's outright propaganda. Outright propaganda. CBS need to apologise for this. CBS need to come out and say, yes, this was misleading. We apologise and we're going to do better. But of course they won't. They'll just go on and write another and another and another. Because that is what propagandists do. And it's pathetic and they should be ashamed of themselves. For more truly honest, independent media like the video you just saw, please subscribe and click the bell below as well so you get a notification of when I drop further videos. If you also like and share and comment on the video as well, that really helps with the algorithm and boosts exposure. And if you can support me, please do so. You can do with any of the avenues on the screen at the moment and below this video. You can support me for as little as $1 a month on Patreon. And every dollar helps. We need your support at the moment. We do not have an operating fourth estate. I'm sure you're aware a functioning media holding power accountable is vital for democracy. At the moment, we haven't got it. So people like me are having to fill their shoes and do the job for them with your support. Thanks very much for your support. Till next time. Peace and take care.